This meeting is being live streamed. We're going. I'm gonna hit go.
Hello world, let's hit go.
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought-after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all-around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay, here we go.
People are going to see me dancing out here. They're going to think I'm making a TikTok video.
Yeah, live on location. Dan dancing
Right.
on the street.
Yeah. Hello, Earl. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Joining you today from sunny downtown New Westminster.
Very cool.
Because why not? You know, sometimes you just got to get out of the house when you work at home.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? I run to the coffee shop every day, at least once, for at least a couple hours, just to not sit in the same chair.
Yeah. You got kids though.
Well, yeah. But so I run out sometimes when I'm by myself. So
yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Like I focus more outside of the house.
I can't write at home. I just cannot.
Yeah.
I have to be someplace else. So literally the places I go write, and this is crazy. Sometimes it's a coffee shop. Sometimes it's a bar. I will just sit in the quiet corner of the bar. There's crazy stuff going on over there, right? But for whatever reason, that weird, I guess it's not even a white noise at this point. It's
ambiance.
It's ambiance. Yeah, I guess.
You know, I finally, I've tried different types of study. You know, they have a study music for concentration, blah blah blah.
Yeah. I love the lo-fi.
You know, all those things. Yeah, the lo-fi stuff is good. I finally found my vibe. I tried different ones. Like, what's the right feel for me to just get into the zone of writing or whatever it is? And it's old-timey music playing in a coffee shop and it's raining.
That's very specific.
You're right. It's an actual channel and it's all like, you know, the 1930s. But it's like playing in the next room.
Right.
It's kind of muted. And then there's the sound of rain and it's like, yes. And I can just go.
That is your flow state.
That's my flow state, exactly.
Playing in another room whilst raining.
Yeah. Whilst raining. Yeah. Then, like, once I found that, it starts sending me the other specific one. It's like rain while you're trying to sleep or something, and no thunder. It says in brackets. There's no thunder in this one. I guess some people don't like to have the thunder sound in their rain mix, or whatever. Thunder's fine. I like thunder. I'm noticing the lighting here is maybe not as flattering as my lighting at home. And of course, when I say lighting, I mean the actual sun, which probably isn't a good sign.
So for, every once in a while, you're like, what the hell is that big flaming ball in the sky doing? Right? Because, we're so used to rain all the time. So there you go.
Yeah. But you can't hear traffic noise, can't hear wind. We're all good.
No traffic, no wind. Just
no thunder.
No thunder, clearly, because there's no thunder. Right, there you go.
All right, how are you doing, Earl?
I am doing fantastic. We're crushing it this week using AI to make us money. So it kind of is a nice lead into our prompt for the day.
I was saying you've absolutely proven your qualifications to talk about today's AI prompt by using AI, using basically 100% AI. The only part of it wasn't AI, it was copying and pasting the text, I assume. Or does AI handle that now too?
No, the AI doesn't handle that part yet.
Okay.
Maybe I'll write an API that'll pull it from whatever. It's like, hey, every time ask this question.
Yeah. I mean, why not? Just a thing that says, no, don't just write me a Facebook post. Put the Facebook post on Facebook and hit publish.
Right.
And then what the hell? Respond to the comments. Why not? Right?
Under fake accounts, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
To get a boost.
Oh my God. So tell the people what you did. Tell the people what you did in as broad a strokes you can. I know you're working for somebody, so maybe there's some degree of non-disclosure agreement involved. But broadly, what did you do this week?
I'm not going to say who it's for or how much we made specifically, but in the last I guess it's been 3 days now, we have made 5 figures on an online event that we use mostly AI to promote. Only using AI. So the AI wrote the descriptions, the AI wrote the ads, the AI wrote the summaries, the AI wrote the emails, the AI wrote the phone sequences that people need to answer with. The AI wrote like literally freaking everything, and I'm like, that's crazy. So
Yeah.
there you go.
And
So
you want to say what you're selling, what the product is, or is that too
how
much
do you
data?
how do you use AI?
Right. How to use AI. So you, like I say, the fact the existence of the event and the success of ticket sales alone would qualify you to be the speaker at this event.
Well, there you go. Well, people just say like, I'm a new AI expert. Cool. How much have you made with AI in the last week? Is it 5 or 6 or 7 figures? No. Then are you really an AI expert? Right.
I think I call myself an AI dabbler at this point. I definitely wouldn't go around saying expert.
Well,
Unless AI tells me to call myself an expert. I'll do whatever AI
you could
says.
be an AI artist since you made all those crazy melty clock pictures with AI.
That's true. Yeah. That was I think that was the first thing I did with AI with some of the image generators.
Yeah.
I wanted unique images for a client of mine. So it was nail polish with a kind of like horror movie aesthetic.
Mm.
So I was just like Frankenstein with painted fingernails. Like, there you go.
Very specific niche. Very specific niche.
Someone pointed out there was a AI image generation is too good now. Because it does exactly what you want. There was a brief little window where it was this kind of weird interpretation of what you were trying to say, and it was like more artistic in a way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like now it's basically just an illustrator. It's like, well, draw me sad Frankenstein on a bicycle. You get sad Frankenstein on a bicycle. Whereas before it was kind of like a sort of vague interpretation of that concept, which was in its way more artistic, right? Because it kind of led you to try to work out what it is, right?
You can still ask for that art style, and it'll still do sad Frankenstein on a bicycle, but using the Baroque period of style of painting, but using this kind of person's particular model with this kind of color set and blah blah blah. It's crazy. But but I don't know if you've heard this one yet. I don't know if you heard this one. But AI has somehow convinced people on Reddit to buy nudes and subscribe to OnlyFans of an AI.
But it's of an AI generated image of a person.
Yeah, but it's AI that does the talking, has a chat bot, convinces you that they're of the opposite sex, and they're talking to you, and it's alluring enough that people are buying it. And here's the crazy part: they don't know it's an AI. They think it's some actual person.
Yeah,
it just blows.
I heard about the story, and I just assumed that they'd used AI to generate the nude images that they were selling and the teaser images to induce people. I didn't realize they had the whole conversation going through AI.
Conversations going through AI, the whole thing is through AI. It's kind of horrifying. I'm like, man, they're coming for our jobs, even the newbie ones.
Yeah, it's like, why this could basically nuke the whole OnlyFans industry. Like, why pay for nudes? You can just generate your own nudes from a prompt on chatbot.
No matter how screwed up you
Stable
are.
Diffusion.
Give me one donkey, a midget, and whatever, and make a nude of the. Oh no! Right? It's just no.
Sky's the limit. Oh my
God. Sky's the limit, or
here's
the bottom. So either way.
Yeah, right. Here's something I want you to speculate on. It's usually a safe bet that whatever technology we have available to us now, government actors have had that technology available to them earlier.
Oh, it's for sure. I know it for sure because I've seen it.
There you go. So, to what degree has AI been driving online political discourse to push people in the direction of one candidate or another?
It's already happening. Yeah. So, to what degree? By a lot. And you can see manipulation in search engine optimization, right? Based on your locale. So based on your locale, if you're red or blue or whatever color you want to represent, it'll show different things based on different pieces. It'll show different messaging based on different arenas for different people. People are already trying to get votes from one side or the other side. So if you're friendly to one side, it sends one whole set of messages to that side and sends a whole other set of messages to the other side. And it's doing this per candidate. It's doing this per religion. It's doing this per what kind of money you're making. It's doing this for how many people in your family. It's insane. So
I was aware of the fact that they're changing search results to sway people politically,
and
and Facebook
feed data
algorithms.
and feed data.
But, and feed data. Here's my question though: when you see a political story, like let's say you see a hit piece about a candidate, right?
Right.
Candidate Joe wants to end welfare for whatever, right? And you get on there and you say, "This is outrageous. I can't believe he's doing this. No way I'm voting for him." And someone hops on and be like, "Well, actually, it's a good program because blah 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 blah," and you end up getting into a big argument with that person that ends up changing your mind about the situation. How many of those people you're arguing with are now AI generated bots?
More than you'd think.
Yeah.
More than you'd think. Because they contain the general data set of the populace, that robot knows the outset and outcome of most arguments, and it knows the reasoning behind most people's argument set, and it knows what's changed the most amount of people. So it's an ever-changing, ever-evolving platform that knows how to win arguments and gets consecutively better at winning arguments the longer you let it sit. So it's somewhat horrifying. So
I can't deal with this.
there's an AI, I mean, let's put it this way: there's an AI that can basically read your mind with rock, paper, scissors. It starts to analyze your rock, paper, scissors patterns that you have innately, but no one knows what their pattern is. I don't know what my stupid pattern is. You play the AI long enough and it just curb stomps you. It literally reads your damn mind, knows what you're going to throw, and kicks the shit out of you in rock, paper, scissors. And
that is unacceptable.
That horrifies me to my core. I'm like, that's how you make
right.
decisions? Like, are we going to
really
eat
bad.
Or Chinese food? Rock, paper, scissors, baby. No, man. The computer gets to eat whatever the hell it wants, which is probably going to be us. That's fine.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, that can't exist.
There you go.
It's unacceptable.
Dystopian wasteland. I for one welcome our new overlords.
Yeah, you can toil in their microchip mines.
Right.
All right, let's get back to business here. We're like literally back to the subject of business.
Okay.
Because I can't deal with the implications of all this. So today I was going to say today's AI-ception.
Yeah.
We asked AI to tell us how to use AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. So madness. The question we asked AI today for our show prompt, because we're so lazy and intelligent, how can I use AI to do lead generation for my business? Now, you could probably just go ahead and give this talk right now without resorting to AI because you just did it.
Right. But the thing is, the AI gave me completely different answers than I've used to make the money with the AI already. So now I know 5 new ways or 5 other ways I should have used to use AI to make much more money. So
hey, I just thought of something. Can
that?
AI analyze sports, like analyze teams, stats, all that stuff, and tell you who's most likely to win so you can bet accordingly?
How do you think they measured the odds?
Good point. All right.
Sorry. Yeah.
I thought I finally had one.
That's literally how they give you the odds in Vegas as to, is this 10 to 1, 5 to 1, 800 to 1? It's based on probability. Yeah.
And then those odds, because those odds are skewed according to the algorithm already, you can't use the algorithm to defeat it because it already knows.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. All right. Never mind.
But the house always takes the cut, so the house wins regardless of who you pick. They don't really care.
They don't really care. Yeah, fair enough. All right, back to business. So this ended up saying something different than what you thought.
Yeah, I didn't use any of these things to make money with AI in the last week. I know of these things. I just didn't use any of them. So when the AI went straight to these, I'm like, oh, crazy.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at this. So it's right off the bat, it goes fairly advanced. It says use chatbots. Chatbots can be programmed to engage with website visitors, answer their questions, and collect their contact information. They can also be used to qualify leads by asking a series of questions and determining if they're a good fit for your business. So right off the bat, me as an idiot, I'm scared to turn over customer service to AI bots because it's an art, right? It's a human, one of the soft human arts. So surely we can't turn these over to AI chatbots. Earl, your thoughts?
Yes, you can. In the beginning.
Oh no. Yeah, in the beginning.
in the beginning. So what happens is that you'll notice how it says here to engage with the website visitors, answer their questions, and collect information. So
Mhm.
you don't need a person to ask somebody, hey, notice you're browsing the site, notice you're looking at these pages. Is there anything I can help you with?
Hmm.
When you answer back saying, yeah, you don't know if it's a person or a robot, totally cool. I'm actually happy either way, right? I'm actually happy that it's a robot because I'm not wasting some guy's time. So if
Yeah.
I'm just browsing, I just wasted the robot's time. I didn't waste the staffer's time. If I do have a specific question, what happens is that it starts sorting me into the proper bucket. Okay, well, I noticed you asked me a question about this, da 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 da. So just in case we get disconnected or we lose each other, can I have your email address so I can send you this chat transcript? Well, now that's a reasonable request. Whether I got
Yep.
it from a human or a robot, I can't tell the difference anyway, right?
Yeah.
And so up until you can't tell the difference between human and robot, you should be using robot, right? So really basic stuff. Saw that you were interested in this. Can I help you in that? And then if they put some god awful question that only a human could answer, hang on, let me grab my supervisor. Oh, hang on, let me grab one of my colleagues for a second.
Mhm.
They might have a better idea of how to solve this for you. The swap from robot to human happens, and you didn't even know it happened. You just think that Bob doesn't know the answers to this, so he grabbed Steve.
Right.
And so,
So
yes, it can in the
I
beginning until it gets difficult, right? If it's like, I can't log into my bank account, well, the robot can help you. If it's, I need to send money to Mars, we need a person for that one, right? So,
I guess, I assume this technology's improved now with the advent of Chat GPT, but I've never had luck with, like, I don't mind talking to a robot if it helps me,
yeah,
but I've never had luck with that. When I go to customer service and I get a robot, I'm like, okay, robot, here's my question. And then it's like, did you mean, like, hey, robot, my website just went down and I need to recover the backup or whatever. And it's like, did
right,
you mean you wanted to buy more hosting? I'm like, no,
right.
I don't mean that, robot. And I'm always, within 2 questions, I'm usually telling the robot, just get me to a person before I come over
It's
there and
it's the
unplug
level
you.
of the robot. It's the model of
Yeah.
the robot. If they're using some ancient thing from 20 years ago, then of course it's going to be dumb and ask you terrible questions. But in this day and age, there's no excuse, right? Like these systems, these services, these availabilities are cheap now, right? It's actually cheaper to hire the robot than it is to hire people to do this. And the thing is, the
Yeah.
robot never fails to ask the questions in the right order, in the order of priority that you want them to. Where
Mhm.
people are fallible, they're like, oh, well, this is where the conversation went. But hey, did you fill out this really important piece? Like, get their email in case the internet goes down and you can never talk to them again and you don't know who they are, right? Or what's their name? Like really basic stuff, right? So yeah. So you have to capture that data right away. And the robot never fails to do this. Whereas salespeople I worked with forget people's freaking phone numbers. I'm like, wait, you called them, right?
Yeah.
Just look at your phone history. And like, you never have to ask the robot that level of stupid. So the level of stupid isn't quite as low on the robot with people. You just have to program the robot right. So if you program it dumb, it'll be dumb, right? But if you ask it for, hey, go get this information, ask it politely. Here are 17 different ways for you to ask this thing, right? Please generate 100 more different ways for you to ask the same question. Approve the ones that it's created, and there you go. Now it feels more real because it's not just like black and white, cut and dry. It actually will, elaborate, extrapolate, find different things, and dance around the piece and do it eloquently, right? Sometimes some of these smarter AI robots speak nicer than me these days. I'm like, oh man, that's it.
Well, I mean, you can
There
tell
goes.
it's talk like Shakespeare, and it will.
Well, yeah, there you go. Well,
Me,
what
me,
was
me,
it? I
me,
think somebody asked ChatGPT to make an Eminem style rap about cats, and it did not disappoint. It was actually
God.
legitimately. It sounded like Eminem wrote this, so it's like, it's actually not terrible. And then
Yeah.
here's the kicker: they used an AI voice modulator to read it in Eminem's voice, and it was just kind of magical.
Yeah. Thanks for coming out, artists. We don't need you anymore.
There you go. Well, the remix.
So, okay,
anyway.
so yeah. So what's the most effective thing to do with a chatbot? Like, because this can only be on your website, basically. Or I guess you have to text people.
You could use it for text, you could use it for SMS, you could use it for the website, you could use it for social media. You could use the robot to do outreach in social media based on your likes and dislikes and the way you're writing style. If you feed the robot enough samples of your writing style and your persona and your stance on things, and you tell it what your beliefs are, you tell it what you stand for, you tell it what you stand against, the robot can replicate you pretty quickly based on the amount of data you're able to feed it.
Because you can't do that in Chat GPT. You'd have to get a different
No,
kind of
there's
program for
other
that.
there's other open AI sources of data that you can use to pull this together. But some of those other so ChatGPT is based off of OpenAI. OpenAI has APIs that can pull to other things that use it, right? So and you know, ChatGPT isn't the only one. It's just the most propagated one that people talk about. But so, for example, there's another AI engine called Jasper that is based off of the OpenAI architecture. It's usually smarter at writing copy and copywriting type things than versus just the regular Chat GPT, right? So there's specialists, right? And if you feed it specialist information, it just gets smarter as it goes. So I'll give you an example. One of our other guys is John. I won't say his last name, so I'll keep his privacy there. There's lots of Johns. Asked the computer, I want to be able to afford to buy this asset. I don't have this money. Show me ways that I can acquire this asset. And they gave him 31 ways to buy a house he couldn't afford. I'm like, holy crap. And the crazy thing is, it did the math. It did the math for the mortgage. It did the math for the investment. It did the math for all the different ways it could go wrong. And I'm just like, because he came to me for help, I read the output. I'm like, well, the computer just replaced me. From a financial planner standpoint, it literally gave the same answer I would have, but then broke it down and showed all the math. And it did it like on the fly. And I'm like, that would have taken me an hour. Right.
Some jobs are in trouble.
Yep. Good thing I'm not in that space no more.
Yeah. Okay. But and it's also like usually like where you mostly encounter chatbots is when you start inquiring something on a website. That's fairly obvious. But but these can outreach now. Like you could send messages to people who follow you on Facebook or
absolutely. Or what you do is you can post. I'm sure you've all seen this post before. Like, if you're interested in this, I'm going to offer this up for free. All you have to do is in the comments write the word interested, right? And so same kind of thing, right? The robot can do that. And then the other side of the equation is for those that know the $1.80 method, the $1.80 method by Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Yeah. This thing can literally do the $1.80 method on autopilot for you if you feed it enough information about you. So how would Earl answer the question to how would I market a local restaurant? If this listened to some of my talks of, hey, here's how we did a bunch of crazy shit for restaurants, this would literally know how to answer like me and then answer like me, right? So over time, it just gets smarter and smarter and smarter, right?
Yeah, you remember that Black Mirror episode where the lady's husband dies and then they make it a robot program with his personality? That's not that far off.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Hang on, I'm getting a battery warning here. Hold on 1 second.
Uh-oh. Is the show going to get short if your battery dies?
Maybe. I thought I had more battery than this. What's it say? I'm outside where there's no plugs. 12%. If I suddenly disappear, just end the show, play the music, and we're all done, okay?
Sure. The idiot has left the building because his battery ran out.
Yeah, because he's too much of an idiot to charge his laptop before the podcast. All right. Yeah, I know my battery's low. Leave me alone. All right, let's hurry along here. So that's a big topic as well. Again, we get pretty much any of these we can just spin out to a whole nother show. But the next one is use predictive analysis. Predictive analysis can help you identify potential leads by analyzing large amounts of data, such as social media activity, website traffic, and past customer behavior. This can help you target your marketing efforts more effectively. This seems big.
So predictive analysis is when you go into Google and you start typing, how can I, and because Google's been listening to you all day long anyways, it starts to think, was it change a light bulb, bake a chicken, paint my room. And so it'll know what you're talking about based on predictive analysis. So using predictive analysis and understanding these bits and pieces, if you were to try to figure out what are people looking for in your industry, start coming up with the basis of these questions. How can I, where can I, whom can I, et cetera, and start building these things out and seeing what the predictive analysis pulls in Google. And because it's showing them what the predictive analysis is, it kind of gives you an insight as to what's happening that day, because it's literally that day that it's happening. So it's going to give you the most closest to predictive analysis it can. If you shape some of your marketing around some of this research, the AIs can actually pull predictive analysis, tell you what people are looking for, show what they want. So as an example, this show that we're doing right now, right here, I hired a team And what they're going to be doing is they're going to be taking the show and chopping it up into pieces. And how they chop it up into pieces is by using artificial intelligence. And what the artificial intelligence does is it goes and listens to what's happening in the news, what's happening in the market, what's happening in business, what's happening in marketing. And it'll pull our conversational bits based on those snippets on what people are searching for today as of the running of the artificial intelligence. It'll chop up the show bits that are most relevant to what's happening out there right now. So you can see this, the Joe Rogan show does this all day long, right? And so it'll chop it up artificial intelligence wise. So using predictive analysis based on what search terms are happening, if we say something that's a hot topic as of today, it's going to learn that that's the hot topic as of today. When we run it, it'll chop that segment of a conversation, put that as a snippet on social media later, and it'll drive people back to this full episode if they want to hear the entire talk. So that's what you're able to do with predictive analysis. If you use it properly, you can use it to then retarget, drive traffic back, repeat it again, figure out what people are looking for, sell them stuff that they didn't even know they wanted. So that's a whole show unto itself. But yeah, there you go.
Exactly. You mentioned Joe Rogan. I saw something funny the other day that's related to advertising. What people are doing now is they're making a video where they use a backdrop that looks like the Joe Rogan show, and then a microphone that looks like Joe Rogan's microphone, and then headphones on, and then pretending like they're talking to Joe Rogan. But it's their ad. They're like, actually, it's really interesting you bring that up because supplements in the market now are full of tons of like artificial garbage, and it's way better. Like if they pretend like they were on the Joe Rogan show, and if you're not really paying attention, you might be like, oh, this guy's talking to Joe Rogan, obviously. I thought that's pretty funny and totally unrelated to what we're talking about.
You bastards.
AI could have predicted that people would want to pretend to be on the Joe Rogan show. All right, let's hustle along. Batteries and predictive analysis. Again, we should probably just spin each one of these out into a whole episode on its own. But here's number 3. Use machine learning. I think that's the whole point of AI, isn't it? Machine learning algorithms can help you analyze data to identify patterns and trends that may indicate potential leads. This kind of sounds like the last one. This can be particularly useful in identifying leads who may not have been obvious based on other factors.
So machine learning is different from predictive analysis because predictive analytics says if you like this, you might like this, right? Okay. So you've seen that on Amazon. If you buy this product, people who've bought this product have also bought this product. If you bundle them together, we'll give you this price. So that's predictive analysis. Machine learning is, hey, everybody who buys this, but there's no package, there's no information around this, there's no correlation that's normal to put these things together. Have you ever considered making a package just for this kind of person? Right. So the machine learning finds weird stuff that you never thought would go together, like, peanut butter and pickles, and say, hey, ever taste this? You try it and you go, ugh, or you love it, right? Or like bacon and chocolate. I love bacon, I love chocolate, but chocolate bacon, not so much. Didn't like that one. Didn't like that bad. So we actually sent somebody with money to Vegas to buy us chocolate bacon. And when they brought it back, we spent like $200. We were so sad. We're like, oh man, we have to get rid of all of this because this is not good. So
you let me know next time you got a lot of chocolate bacon lying around, Earl, just give me a call, all right? I'm your man.
Sure. But yeah, machine learning lets you find weird concoctions that you might not have figured out before. So predictive is, I've seen this a million times. You might be asking this. Machine learning is, hey, did you know if you mix this, and this together, it might taste good? Ugh. But then you try it and you're like pleasantly surprised, right?
But machine learning is there's also kind of like a feedback loop with machine learning where it's like it tries something, doesn't work, teaches itself that didn't work, tries something else. Oh, that worked.
Right.
So it's like they can build on it and take it to strange places.
Predictive analytics isn't as smart because there's not as strong of a feedback loop. On predictive analytics, you type in some stuff. If it answers it or completes it for you, yeah, sure. But if it's completely off the mark and you keep typing and you have to keep typing and you have to keep typing, it's not going to understand it because there's no recursive loop that comes back to it. And I'm using this in super basic terms. You could do it, but most people don't. On machine learning, yeah, it'll find weird data points that you didn't know, right? That you should be paying attention to. So like here's an example, right? Let's pretend I'm working for Honda again, right? What color should I make the car on the commercial driving around the mountaintop? Right? And so the machine learning will look at, here's all the data for sales, here's all the information, here's the most watch time on the internet for car ever, right? It'll go look at everybody else, Tesla, Toyota, Mercedes, Jeep, and it'll look at their colors, it'll look at their sales, and whenever their color and this sale matches this and it's higher, hey, let's make it blue, right? So
Right.
that's machine learning, right? Versus
Yeah.
predictive analysis is if you want to buy a Honda, you probably want this steering wheel. Right?
Right.
Much of a different, yeah.
It's crazy that like intuition is being taken over, because that's sort of like what marketers, hey, let me tell you, nobody likes a red car, they like blue cars. Like it's a kind of intuition of a marketer, but we're removing that because it's, I guess, because there's quantifiable data you can put to it now.
Yeah.
You don't need a sense of it. You don't need a feeling.
Well, don't forget that gut thinking from your gut stands for gave up thinking. So
Never heard that one before. I gave up thinking a long time ago. That's why I'm the idiot.
all good.
All right. So this next one, I don't even know what this means. Use lead scoring. Lead scoring is a method of ranking leads based on their level of engagement with your business. AI can help you automate this process by tracking and analyzing interactions with your website, social media, and other channels. So is this kind of like you're figuring out who to pay the most attention to based on how likely they are? Okay.
Absolutely. So you know that the lead has watched 17 out of 100 of your YouTube videos. You know that they've watched the videos all the way from the start to the finish. You know that they also follow you on social media. They also follow you on Facebook, and they like most of your posts. Well, that lead score will be much higher than people with lower engagement rates. So understanding how much engagement you're getting and putting that as a lead score, brilliant. Right? You literally know, have they been indoctrinated or not? And if they are, guess what? Lower hanging fruit.
Okay.
So that way, when you use lead scoring, you can just say, hey, have you seen this video on YouTube? Knowing full well that they've seen the video 3 times already. And then when you reference it, you make them feel good because they feel smart. And now
I remember a guy I worked with once, he was actually selling an MLM, and I didn't quite twig to that until later. But
sneaky buggers.
He had a thing where he'd automated. He was a pretty smart guy, where as soon as you watch a video, you get this email that's like, oh, hey, I noticed you watched this video just now. I just want to let you know there's a thing right now, blah, blah, blah. And it had typos in it. When I pointed out the typos, he's like, yeah, that's on purpose.
Yeah. Because
the typos make it look like a real email and looks like it was done in a hurry. You know what I mean? So now you can automate, you don't have to just use one email. It can actually automate typing, or you could tell the AI have 3% typos in it or something like that.
No, absolutely. And then they do that in live chats now. So in a webinar that you're in, it could be a pre-recorded, you don't even know, but because the bots are live, you feel like it's live because you're asking relevant questions. It goes, hey, Dan, thanks for the question. And then it literally live, right? So unless you change your name to some idiot, and then the computer tells you, hey, idiot.
Hey, some idiot. Yeah.
Then it's like, hey, wait, what? So it's not infallible, but as long as you're somewhat normal and have your name in your name slot, then there you go. So how
eventually it'll be
AI
infallible.
Put numbers in the letter slots and letters in the number slots. There you go. Uh-oh. I think Dan might have fallen off. I think that might be the end of that part of the show. So I'm by myself streaming live. So if this is it, I'm just gonna pull up the last question here, and then I'll give us the hack of the week and see if he rejoins us. He rejoins us. If not, I'm just gonna finish this solo and see how that goes. Well, he's messaging me now, and send the Zoom link here. All right. Well, I guess he might be coming back. So I guess we're gonna see if I can get him to come back. So hang on 1 second. I am going to fetch the Dan, and hopefully my quote unquote idiot comes back because he ran out of batteries. So there you go. I think I think he's gonna probably pop in on his phone or something. If I had to guess, he's gonna pop back on his phone. But while we're waiting for him to come back, I will ask and answer myself the same question. Oh, he's back already. That was pretty quick, actually. So there you go. So way to go, Dan. He's back. So we'll see. He's rejoining now, or as I speak to myself by myself. very sad. But anyway, I think he's back on phone.
He's back. So here's how much of an idiot I am. It didn't occur to me to use my phone when I realized my battery was dead. But
it's all good. I was almost ready to ask and answer my own question. So there you go.
yeah, just have AI do it. Just AI can simulate me now. But it's at least to my credit. As soon as the battery, I was like, oh no, when this battery dies, where am I going to go find a plug? Blah blah. The second my battery died, I just went, oh, I could just go on my phone.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
and
but
now the only thing is I don't have the questions in front of me now.
Well, there you go. So the question is, use personalized content.
Right. How ironic is that? Personalized content not written by you.
Well, okay. So if anyone's ever gotten an email from me in the last little while, it was a cold email, and it looks personalized, it's because it is, but AI did it. So AI will now currently go to your Facebook, go to your LinkedIn, see what you're up to. If you got a promotion, if you got a new dog, if you got a new bird, if you got a new whatever, you just got married, it'll know all this stuff because we're all dumb and we post it on social media. And it'll say, congratulations on the new dog. It's very cute. Da 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 da. Oh, hey, would want to talk to you about this. Are you interested? And it'll take that in, and it increases your open rates because people are like, oh wow, they actually follow me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. They saw that I got a new dog cake basket, whatever, right? And because you mentioned it in the opening lines of the email, it captures their attention right away. Which then, if you're evil, you chuck it over to the chatbot. The chatbot then qualifies them to see if they're worth talking to.
You know what's going to start happening, don't you?
What's that?
People are going to start throwing up captchas in chats.
Hey, proving on a robot, captcha. Right?
Yeah. They're like, that's awesome, Earl. Hey, just let me know what these letters and numbers are, would you?
Yeah. But the problem is that when ChatGPT was attacked with that as a problem, it hired people on TaskRabbit to do it for it.
Yeah.
Right.
AI is employing the humans now.
There you go, and that's it. So personalized content, and the more data they have on you, and the thing is, like, that's not going to stop me from posting the food I eat. It's not going to stop me from being me, right? So yeah, if any AI is paying attention to me, they'll know exactly how to capture me. Hey Earl, I found a new restaurant on Broadway, blah 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 blah. Have you checked this one out yet? With pictures of the food from it. You had me at hello, right? So like, yeah. Hey, I see you always posting pictures of sushi. Have you tried this one yet? With the most crazy looking piece of sushi you've ever seen? Like, oh God, that's it. Hook, line, and sinker, I'm done. Right.
You're in. You know what? I was thinking about this with higher education. Like, they got a big problem in universities now, where the AI can write the essays, no problem. Undetectable as plagiarism. If you have to do an oral presentation, it can still write the script for you. So, as near as I can tell, the only solution to this, and I think this is actually fantastic, the only solution is the professor has to sit down with everybody and actually talk to them and find out how well they understand the subject.
Right. Well, here's the problem.
Flesh and blood.
So there's two things. There's two things on that one. They started building AI.
Hold on. Can you hear the sirens right now?
I can hear the siren. It's pretty loud.
Okay, they're breaking through the noise canceling, which is probably good. They should break through noise canceling.
Sirens.
Hope everybody's all right.
That way you don't get hit by a random rogue ambulance.
Yeah.
How did you die?
Okay, carry on.
He had noise canceling earphones on. So yeah, just saying that you can break through these things and just there's a step for everything in this structure, right? So I mean, yeah.
It's like the only way to now guarantee for 100% certain that what you're hearing is not chatbot is flesh and blood meeting.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. I don't know if you saw this. Some guy hooked up a pen, like a regular pen, to a 3D pen. Hooked the printer up to GPT and then wrote it by hand. It's like, oh, that's it. You're all screwed now.
That's what I'm saying. Flesh and blood. Although now you're gonna have to sit down with a flesh and blood person and start asking them what they do if a turtle flipped over on its back.
Right.
You get the reference? You don't get the reference.
No.
That's Blade Runner. In Blade Runner, they have
oh my God, yes. I remember that.
And they do that test where they focus on the eye and ask them about the turtle flipped over on its back.
Yeah.
check to see if you're reacting like a human would.
Right.
Anyway,
Really.
so what else is on the document? I'm totally in the dark here.
We're over
it.
to the hack of the week at this point already.
Hack of the week. All right, then
Hack of the week
over
it
to
is.
you, Earl.
Let
Hack
me-
of the
let
week.
me
Oh,
get
hang on. Hack of the week. Ching, ching.
All right. So you can get all of your marketing done in an hour that would have normally taken you a month. So I sat down with an old friend. We were having coffee, and he didn't understand what was the power of this AI and da 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 da. So he wanted to run a wellness challenge. He wanted to sell some products, sell some services, maybe some training, some supplements or whatever around a wellness challenge. So while sitting next to him at the coffee shop, I asked the AI to write a description for an event. I asked the AI to write a landing page for the same event. So using the above information after I wrote the first piece, that was great. Use that and then write the landing page copy. Then I asked it to write the organic social media posts for the same event. How do I write me 35 posts? And it did, for dragging people to come out to this event, short style, short punchy posts, right? Sick and tired of being sick and tired, come to the event. And it would just write these things. Write the ads. Ads getting blown away.
I'm getting rained on. That was really weird. All of a sudden, it was like just raining on me. All right. I'm going to close my computer so it doesn't get wet. And I'll just do this. We're going live. We're
going live. All right. We're doing the adventure version of the podcast.
Yeah.
We asked it to
I'm going to start doing it with that green screen behind me while I'm on a water slide or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I will buy you one and I'll strap it to your back. So,
nice.
And then you just test and measure it all. So I literally had a month's worth of work for him done in 15 minutes while drinking coffee and just hanging out with a guy. And he just blew his mind. He's like, holy crap. I'm like, we just did this, again, a couple of days ago, doing this exact same thing. And it blew his mind. So it literally did like a month's worth of work in like an hour. And the hilarity
is that just ChatGPT to do that, or is there more specific programs for marketing?
We were using Jasper. We used some ChatGPT for some of the research bits, and then we would feed it stuff back and forth. So when Jasper output something, we would feed that into ChatGPT and say, "Hey, research this," right? And it would figure it out. And then we would take that from ChatGPT with the data, throw that back into Jasper, because Jasper's OpenAI usage for writing is a little stronger. So we would use Jasper for the copywriting pieces, and we would use ChatGPT for the research pieces, right? The real power behind ChatGPT isn't just the writing piece, it's the ultimate brainstorming tool and the ultimate brainstorming partner. And the more questions you ask and the stuff that you bounce off of it that get more powerful, that's what it's truly for. If you can use it to brainstorm, oh my gosh.
Wow.
So there you go. Speaking of storms, you're about to be blown away.
Yeah, I'm in a regular storm here. That was weird. It's like it doesn't seem to be raining, and the wind blew a certain direction, and suddenly I was getting pelted. Very strange. We should probably just wrap it up. You want to play the outro music?
It's only temporarily raining sideways.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up then. I'll hit the go button, and thank you for the adventure.
Thank you, Earl. Thanks for the tips. Thanks to AI for doing our jobs for us.
There you go. Now, if only AI could fix the weather, that'd be great.
Right. You don't want that. You don't want that. And thanks everyone for tuning in. We love you guys.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah, if AI screws with the weather, this is how we get Sharknadoes. Anyway,
Can we just have an AI audience? Let's just have an AI generate audience.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.
All right, don't die out there, my friend. Don't get blown away.
Bye, everybody.